Ready? My name is Park Fontecchio, and this is the world's heaviest ultra. Good? Friends there, family there, influencers there, and then all of a sudden, on 12 steps they go, this might not be possible.
He makes it look so easy. That was the beginning of it. That made me a little nervous.
I know, I did too.
Get the wheels.
Liz afraid of getting the wheels turning.
Yeah, wheels.
Yeah.
Is there any grade on this? Yeah.
I feel like I would have went that way first. I don't know why, but to me it seems like it goes downhill that way. But the main runway seems flat, but the taxiway I think goes down.
I remember taking the first step, and it felt like my dad had it. I took the second step, and it still felt like he had the foot on the brake. And it's like, I'm clearly moving now. His foot is off the brake. And it wasn't moving. It was the hardest, most terrifying moment of my life. This truck is moving so slow and moving so fucking heavy. It was scary. Once you get a truck, it's manageable. It wants to roll. But this felt like it was trying to roll back. It wasn't.
I'm almost curious if like he hits forward on like the stuff that's flatter downhill and then going up if he switches to like the backwards roll. So then he's gonna start hammering his quads, which his quads are probably more built for that load than his calves are. Okay. Because he's starting to think. That's what she was saying. I was starting to think that this might be slightly uphill. So that was already burning out his calves. Which is on the first pull, so that's not good. But we were talking with him. I might chat with him about maybe pulling uphill, going backwards. Like pulling backwards, going uphill, so he uses his quads. And then when on the flats and downhill, trying to go forward.
Gotcha.
Save his calves, so we'll see.
We were on the taxiway about halfway up, so it was a quarter mile to the end of the road. I'm sitting here pretty confident in pulling about 26 minute miles at my best. A year of training. I've pulled this truck so many fucking times, and I know how long it takes. I look down at my heart rate, and it's screaming at me 160 beats per minute, and the time says 40 minutes to move on 0.25 miles.
Turn one, coming up. We're gonna be here a while. Sun's gonna set. We're gonna be out here in the dark all through the night and maybe until like noonish the next day. We'll see.
We started rounding the curve, and it's like, started feeling a little bit better, and we get to the main runway. We start pulling west, and it's maybe 3/4 the mile.
What are you noticing over here?
It's tough to tell from back here, but like it just looks like he's walking like, way more upright going this way.
Noticing anything different on this side than the other side?
It's a lot easier to make a move.
Like, we've traveled, that took us 10 minutes to go this trip, and now we've traveled like the same amount of distance in 2 minutes. So
So that's what I'm saying is like,
would we rather short bursts of having to be hard, 10 minutes, 15 minute segment, or a 30-minute fucking segment, but then I get, 0.8 miles.
I guess it's gonna depend on a couple things. I was just thinking about over there. Your mom is and then your calves already felt it still that way.
How did she know that?
Your mom just knows. Did they? I mean, like, were you feeling it pretty good?
I was feeling a little bit.
But, I mean, going uphill, I'm almost curious if we brought more of like a backwards walk. So you're using your quads to kind of power you up, and then you spun around and hit like face forward,
Almost
down.
jog.
the downhill?
Yeah, dude, I mean, you could make up so much time going down this way, and you could split up the uphill between like a forward and a backward, and that's a flexible thought.
Back to this hell again.
Took 20 minutes. It's like, okay, that was normal. And it's like, is this even fucking possible? Like, I'm a quarter mile in and my calves are burning, my Achilles are tight, and we're 40 minutes into the event.
I'm expecting this event to take 16 hours, and that first mile should be, your fastest. Maybe if you're pacing, like the easiest mile at least, and it's a 48-minute mile, it's just shit. Like, we're fucked. Like, this is gonna be a long fucking day. Get it all the way down, do the turnaround, and it's like, we went about a third of a mile up and then 0.7 down, back the other way. And it's just like, that third of a mile took 35 minutes of the 48-minute mile. Like, we just went 0.7 in 13 minutes. And now we gotta get back. And like, we had this game plan kind of from the start of like,
Be like, are we want to still do loops, or do you think you?
I say we just go up and back, because this, well, every time I fucking say this feels easier, it starts going uphill a little bit more.
How you're feeling, really?
Yeah, I say on the next turnaround point, we'll flip the shops around.
Okay.
So I can pull backwards for this uphill part.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll take like a 2-minute break when we get there.
Cool. On that downward.
Yeah, once we get all the way back down. It's like I'm pulling it up and I'm literally lurching as hard and almost lunging as hard as I can to get the truck to just roll. And I just remember looking at Josh and just going like, the calves are already feeling it.
Yeah.
Good news is the feet are already going numb, so.
The Achilles feeling fine?
As you can. It's just a lot more uphill than I wish, but I thought there was a flat tire from something car.
Yeah.
I was like, we got the tires changed, we overinflated them, it's supposed to be so much easier.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, we did all that, and now this shit's not moving.
I watched that first few seconds, was like,
I know,
crap. Like,
because you watch me pull this normally, so then it's like,
that looked different.
yeah, and there's a million people here, and I'm like, the first thought that goes in your head is, did I just have all these people come out so we can't do this? And then it's like having to flip the mindset, being like, okay, mile paces might be a lot slower, now we just gotta start fueling for a longer distance time domain. Because this is really a marathon and not a sprint.
How do you feel?
I feel all right.
How far have you gone?
5.
Okay. Start at 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not in an ideal spot right now.
Minor cramp from being here.
Some man pulls off a crazy feat, all for a good cause, pulling a truck 31 miles to draw attention to veteran suicides. Steve Nielsen has the story.
In the dead of the night, he begins. Ropes on, step by step. Some easier than others, but that's the way life is, right? Sometimes the load's light, and sometimes it feels like a truck is strapped on your back.
We're dragging that weight that a lot of them feel.
Parker wanted to do something, anything to get you to listen. He's not passionate about pulling trucks. He's passionate about saving veterans' lives.
A lot of veterans come back feeling like they carry a weight that is unbearable, and unfortunately, it's a massive problem that 22 veterans a day commit suicide. So.
This is different. I was talking to one of my guys who's also a former Green Beret, and he's been through a lot of trauma. And he was talking with a very experienced individual who works with veterans dealing with PTSD, trauma, all this stuff. And she basically said that special operations and many veterans can push this stuff aside because they still feel like they can perform on a daily basis to a high level. But that 90% or that someone in performing that high and has that much discipline and ambition, their 10% might be someone else's 90%. So even if you're able to perform and you look good on the outside, like you never know what someone is experiencing in their day-to-day struggles that you're not seeing. So just understand that those experiences that they went through, there's no way to comprehend on how they are going to impact a person. So even though they might look fine from the outside, they might be able to go to a party, hang out, drink, laugh, smile, but once they step away and the music dies down, they might be dealing with something dark.
A trainer over here to help you.
We got a physical therapist.
Takes attacks on your body.
Yeah, helping out, and then just all my friends and family. Everybody's pitching in. We got people here from out of state helping film and record and get the message out to it. And so I'm just appreciative of everybody who's here.
Yeah, it should be like excruciating. Oh, it's not the goal here. It's recovery.
We'll find out something amazing.
All right. We good? Anything else you need? Nope. And so it just became like, how do we get it? It was just one step from another. And I was just thinking to myself, like, if I can keep making this thing fucking roll, we'll be okay. I remember looking at Maggie going, like, we gotta be on the nutrition. Like, we got to. This is not gonna take 16, 17 hours now. If we keep going like this, we're gonna be here for a long, long day.
She made me like hour by hour snack packs that say like how many grams of carbs they are, how much sodium it is, how many calories, and then they're all different so that we know to get all the fueling right. So
there's a problem. He's so stubborn. He'll be like, I'm not eating right now. I'm not eating right now for like 2 hours, and then we're like, that will be like this. It will be like so every 2 hours. And then there's meals for every hour, and then one for every 30 minutes. Because sometimes during the rope climb he would do like one every 30 minutes, or he'd like go and throw up. So it's kind of like a mix of both.
I'm gonna go warm up rolls for him. How many do you want?
like 3.
3 of them? Okay.
What's up? We got whatever the fuck Maggie made me.
Honey, peanut butter, bananas, chocolate, rice cake.
And so it was, how do we keep going? Like, if I do this right now, the way my muscles feel, I'm gonna tear a quad, I'm gonna tear an Achilles, and I might put myself back in the hospital. And we can't do that again. But I made a promise to these people that I would not be going back to the hospital in the state that I was in last year in kidney and liver failure. So, what do you guys think we should do? And it was, we were at 9 hours in, 11 miles going. And so that's gonna put us at 27 hours if I held the same pace. And I wasn't going to. Like, the uphills were taking everything in me. I just remember grabbing the straps and doing like an upper body row to make the thing fucking roll. And it was just demoralizing. Like, we knew it was gonna be hard. We knew there was gonna be trouble and setback, but it was like the number one thing since day one was like, we needed flat ground for this to happen. We needed flat ground to make this work.
And so finally at about 2 in the morning, we decided it was like, we gotta pull westbound. If we wanna finish this event and pull 31 miles like we said we would, we gotta go westbound. We've gone through this whole year of causing stress and letting people let us down because they don't want to help more than saying they would love to help. That is the extent that they wanted to help. It's saying, oh my God, that's so cool, I would love to help. And that is the extent. So at 2 in the morning, we decided to only pull westbound.
I think we made the right decision. At the end of the day, it wasn't one that I was necessarily happy with. Like, I wanted to pull in a continuous loop the entire time, but it was ultimately that or a pretty gnarly hospital trip we were thinking. Like, the amount of strain being put on the Achilles, it was too far, too long, and it ultimately wasn't worth the risk. Like we said, we're gonna pull a truck for 31 miles. Let's go out and do that. And it was flat ground. Like you couldn't tell by eyesight. It's not like I was pointing down a mountain. Making that switch at 2 a.m.
I think that decision saved the event.
Pulling this way. So it's 100 times harder pulling up this way. We're pulling up 36 feet. And when you're just pulling something that's heavy, like we're only at 11 miles. It's like, our goal is to do this and bring awareness to it. And so I said I'm doing 31 miles. So I'll put 31 miles on my feet. I'm trying to call it at like 11 miles, which is a third of what I said I was gonna do. Even though we're beating up, we're just gonna truck away and still, you know, hit 31 miles. Goal is to bring awareness. We're not out here to break a world record or anything like that. I said I was gonna pull a truck for 31 miles and we're pulling.
We started pulling and getting miles, and we started having conversations that, you know, I'll never forget. It dropped to 40 degrees and it was freezing compared to the 88 that it was, and it was like, we got to get the miles in now. Because we knew at sunrise, everything was going to change. We are way behind pace now. So now it is moving easily. We're way behind pace. We have a whole new problem. It's a high of 90 degrees the next day. So if we're out there too long, heat stroke is now back on the table. It's like, I'm freezing cold right now. Heat stroke is coming on the table. So sunrise came. We kept trucking along and we kept moving.
All right, we're at 19 miles. How are we feeling right now?
We're doing good. Warm us up a little bit. Get some caffeine.
We're all boosted.
Sun's up, which is nice. It was getting cold for the past like 3 hours.
Show me how to do it.
At about 10 a.m. we hit 26.2 miles pulling the Toyota Tundra.
All right, so we're at a milestone right now.
We are. So we're at a marathon right now.
Where are we at right now in overall time, and what does your pacing look like at this point?
Moving time, we are at 15 hours and 7 minutes.
That hurts a lot.
Like,
I don't know, it just hurts.
okay.
We had been moving since 5 p.m. the next day with a 4,000-pound truck strapped to my back the entire time. We had about 5 miles left, and it's like, you just gotta go.
Hey guys, this is Parker, and this is the truck going.
I've been good time drunk, enough to be bad time sober.
The dialogue on it.
Broke a map dot's heart when it disappeared over my shoulder. I've been headstrong, right and dead and wrong. Good with God, but I dropped the ball. Spent my whole life holding on.
It should be like excruciating.
But even when I fell off, the ride was worth the fall. The fall was worth the smiles. The smiles were worth the tears. Tears were worth the miles. ride is worth the fall. I've had some nowhere near it, and some almost was it. Left some mamas in tears and some daddies still cussing. Just what I should have done and what I could have been, even knowing now what I didn't know then. I climb back on again. The ride is worth the fall. The fall.
Last lap.
Fuck.
Half lap.
What time is it? Camera 12:12. So we are 19 hours and 2 minutes in. Oh, this is surreal. This is brought to you by people who actually give a shit, not just post about stuff.
I'm just overwhelmed with emotion. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna cry, and I started the first pull and started crying. It's every emotion over the past 19 hours is coming out now. Just happy and grateful.
Yeah! Let's go!
31 miles. How's it feel?
Amazing. I don't know. I'm overwhelmed with emotion, and
it's quite the.
Thank you to everybody for being here.
Woo! Quite the feat. It's about 19 hours and
13
minutes.
1913, dog!
1913. Yeah. Under 20. Woo!
That was long.
You did it.
Yeah, I was scared shitless those first
I was so worried.
mile, that first roundabout.
supposed to do it and I was so worried.
First mile? That's what it's
Dude, just realizing like
These miles kept coming, and it made us all realize that life is gonna throw haymakers, but it's like how you deal with them is going to determine where your happiness and where it comes from. We can sit here and look back and be like, I wish I could have done this the other way, but at the end of the day, we understood the mission. The mission to bring awareness to 22 veterans committing suicide a day. And that's what this was about. Stop the social media scrolling. Holy shit, why would someone go check? And this is why. I didn't know if I was able to do it, but I knew that I had to give everything to it. And if my everything was not enough, it's about the community behind me. That community is what kept me awesome. That community is what made me continue to grow. That is the community, the gym, that is my friends, my family, that is everybody that was there at that trip is the reason we were able to do this. Because yeah, it was an event on one day, but it's a community that supports all these other events that I've done. So yeah, when we get to those final few goals, it was like, oh shit, I didn't think I was able to do that. And I think that was serious. Because you don't know if you're doing it. But if you keep fighting, you'll have people around you. So I went and I pulled that last one. 31.02 miles, 50 kilometers.